Hello students, how are you all today? I hope you all are doing well. Yes? So today we are going to start with our chapter, that is nutrition in plants. Nutrition in plants. Yes? So this is our small plant. Yes? Okay. So in this chapter we are going to talk about nutrition, what is nutrition, and then what are the different modes of nutrition. One is autotrophic mode of nutrition and the second one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Then we'll also talk about, for autotrophic mode of nutrition, how exactly the food is prepared, what is that process by which that food is prepared, and what are the requirements for this process. Okay, so we'll talk about autotrophic nutrition, then the mode of, the way to prepare this food, and then the requirements that is necessary for this food to be prepared for the autotrophic organisms. Then we'll also talk about heterotrophic nutrition and different types of heterotrophic nutrition, that is the heterotrophic nutrition and kinds. And as we are going to deal with plants, so plants, they are connected to the soil. So yes, we will have to talk about replenishment of soil. And after that, I'll take up few high order thinking questions. Okay, so let's begin. Now, when I say this word nutrition, okay, can anyone tell me what is nutrition? Nutrition is something that we intake in food, and we try to utilize that food for different purposes. Yes, so we'll write down nutrition. This is the process in which we take in food and utilize this food, utilize the nutrients for different purposes, like what different purposes can be. Different purposes are, we need to conduct our daily activities, for that we require energy. Then if something, any part of our skin or any part of our body gets cut or wound, that needs to be healed. Yes, so different purposes can be like energy, utilize the nutrients for different purposes like energy requirements, growth. As I said, we get some cuts or wounds, that also needs to be repaired, so it can be repair, development of the organism. So this is clear what is nutrition, and I have used one word here, nutrients. So what are nutrients? Nutrients basically can be of two types. One is macronutrient and the second one is micronutrient. So macronutrient, in our previous class we have studied about macronutrients and micronutrients. This is just a recap. So macronutrients, it can be your carbohydrates, proteins, fats, etc. that we consume. Yes, so I'm writing it here in the bracket. Carbohydrate, proteins, fats, etc. And micronutrients, there are certain nutrients which are required in very trace amount or very small amount, right? So they are also called as trace elements, right? So they can be your zinc, then copper. We need them, right? We take multivitamin capsules, tablets, etc. Yes, but we have to take it all from our food. So nutrition, it is the process in which we take in food and utilize the nutrients from that, whatever food we take in, we derive the nutrients, right? So we use those nutrients for different purposes, like energy requirements. It can be for growth. We are growing, an infant grows into a child and then into adult. It is all because of food that we intake. Otherwise we get certain diseases, some malnutrition diseases, etc., etc., right? So growth, repair, development of the organism, right? And then nutrients, they are of two types. One is macronutrients and the second one is the micronutrients. Macronutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, etc., and micronutrients like zinc, copper, etc., etc. Okay? So next we will talk about the modes of nutrition, or the ways how this nutrient is taken in, or how this nutrient is prepared, or how the body takes in this nutrient. So that we will discuss in the methods of nutrition. Okay. So modes of nutrition. Yes, so the modes of nutrition, they can be of two types. One is autotrophic. And the second one is heterotrophic. Yes, so auto means self, and this hetero means dependent. Alright, so autotrophic are those organisms which prepare their own food. How do they prepare their own food? We'll talk about this. But which are the organisms which prepare their own food? So they are plants. They give us food, right? They prepare their own food, so they consume it, and whatever is remaining, we all consume it from them. We all take it from them. So auto is self, and this autotrophic means organisms which prepare their own food, and hetero means dependent, and heterotrophic means organisms which are dependent for their food on other organisms. Okay, so how these autotrophic organisms prepare their food? Now examples also I'll give here. So they are plants, algae. I'll talk about this as well, algae. Then dependent can be animals and certain other plants as well, right? Certain other plants are also dependent. Few plants too. So as in this chapter we are talking about plants, nutrition in plants. So we will talk about plants here and even here as well. So we will not talk about this. Okay, we will talk about plants only. Heterotrophic plants and autotrophic plants. Fine. So this autotrophic plant, as I said, that they prepare their own food. Now, how do they prepare their own food? They prepare their food by the process of photosynthesis. By the process of photosynthesis. Now, what does this word photo means? Photo means light, and synthesis means to make, right? So how do they prepare their food? by the sunlight. We all know that sunlight is the ultimate source of energy. Yes, the sun gives us energy. The sun is the one which is giving energy to all the organisms here present on this earth, right? So sun is the ultimate source of energy, and now in this method, photosynthesis, photo means light and synthesis means to make or to synthesize, to make, to prepare. Yes. So in this method, what happens, the plants, they trap in the sunlight, and there are certain other requirements also which we will talk about in its requirement. So they trap in the sunlight, and the sun has got solar energy, right? So they convert this solar energy into chemical energy because they are preparing some food, right? So I'll discuss about that. So photosynthesis is the process by which they make their own food. Now what is photosynthesis? It is the process in which plants trap in sunlight. Now how do they trap the sunlight? So to trap in sunlight, they have got a pigment present which is called as chlorophyll, right? So it is the process in which plants trap in the sunlight due to presence of chlorophyll in leaves, right? So this chlorophyll is contained in the leaves, so they trap in the sunlight due to this chlorophyll present in the leaves, and convert carbon dioxide, right, into glucose, or we can also say starch or carbohydrate. Yes. So we'll discuss more about photosynthesis.